John Smith's Yorkshire Cup final 1987, and the two teams, Castleford and Bradford Northern, being led out by the respective chairman and coaches behind, of course. Jack Bates leading out the Bradford team with Barry, and the mascot closely following on Bradford with a new strip, looking very smart. Chairman for Castleford is Mr. David Poulter, leading the team out. David Sampson, the coach, at the back of him. He's a substitute for today's match. The two teams have progressed to the final. Bradford beat Hull KR 12 points to 19 at Hull. A good win for Bradford there. And at Bramley in the second round, again away, Bradford swamped Bramley by 30 points to 6. And the semi-final at Bradford Northern leads with the opponents, and Bradford, tremendous second half display, came out and won 16 points to 5. So that's the way Bradford progressed to the final. In that, Bradford scored 55 points and gave away 23. And Castleford had a first round tie against Hunslet, which they won comfortably, 32 points to 12. And the second round, a tie match at Thrum Hall, which they managed to win 10 points to 0, a dour game that. And then at Post Office Road against Featherstone, Castleford ran in 36 points to 8, and their points total was 78 points, and they gave 20 away. So there's very little in these two teams. One or two overseas players figuring in this final. Bradford, of course, have Gary Mercer, who had his first game at Thrum Hall last week, and he's down as number 1 for Bradford. Castleford have Fifter, who's playing in the second row today. Ward, of course, an English player who's played in Australia recently and rated very, very highly. Southernwood was at number 7. So there's one or two people from down under. And the team's lining up for the photographers, waiting for the presentation. Looks to be a fair crowd here today. The main stand's a little bit empty, but both ends of the ground are fairly full, and the stand underneath us is quite full too. And a beautiful day for it. Sunny, quite warm, so the players have good conditions. It might be a little bit slippy underfoot though. We had some rain on Friday and Saturday, so it may be damp, particularly this side of the ground. There's quite a stiffish breeze blowing left to right across the ground, so it'll be from our left hand corner to the right hand corner. And the tracksuits are coming off, Castleford stripping off and just having a little run. Referee for today's match is Mr. Kevin Allett from Southport, just coming to the centre spot, and the two touch judges are from York, Mr. Asquith and Mr. Turgoose. As the teams have a little warm-up, the nerves will be jangling now from both teams. One or two experienced campaigners, Paul Harking, of course, been here before with Hull KR many times, John Player finals, Yorkshire Cup, Jeff Gratian. Although Jeff hasn't been here since about 1982. Played in one or two semi-finals here, of course. One, tragically, we lost to Featherstone when they went and beat Hull at Wembley. Keith Mumby, very experienced. He's played in lots of cup tie games. But for some of these lads in the Bradford side, the young lads particularly, this is their first final. Always a testing time. Richard Francis is one. Carl Fairbanks, his first big match. And we must congratulate Carl and Phil Ford, who have been selected for the Great Britain squad. So congratulations to the two lads. It'll certainly give them an injection of confidence. Brian Noble, of course, been around in one or two big matches. And Castleford, of course, they went to Wembley and won the cup. They've been in lots and lots of finals against Hull and so on. A ball just gone onto the stand roof and punched a hole through the slates. That won't please the Headingley groundsman. So we're all ready for what promises to be a very tight, very, very hard-fought Yorkshire Cup final. Keith Mumby, playing at number 6, about to kick off. Mr. Allott checking with his linesman, the whistle goes and we're away. Mumby, deep kick down, right to the Castleford line. Well taken, comes across, runs into the forwards. Kevin Beardmore acting half-back, can't mistake him with the headband on. And the Bradford tackling goes in hard. Beardmore has a little run into the hole. But Bradford caught offside, so the first penalty to Castleford. Quick tap taken. Good yards. Castle played the goal, but Bradford short this side if it comes. Joyner handing it on. Fifter, well tackled by Mumby. Gets up, plays his ball. Beardmore feeds it this side. The big drive by Shillito. Shillito standing up and trying to ship the ball off. Gets his ball away. Mumby gets a hand on it and it's knocked back. And that's back to 1. Fifter did well to pick that up. Now take it. Martin Kettridge causing a little problem there. Gratian in with the tackle. Ball being spread and handed on. Joyner feeds it off. Linda comes on the burst and the penalty against Bradford for a high tackle. It's Martin Kettridge on the halfway line, looking to pump the ball into the stand on that far side, and he drives it away. Beautiful kick. I'll take Bradford to their 25 line. David Plange throws the ball in, and here's the big drive from Shillito. Shillito runs into Noble. Brendan Hill in with the tackles. Ball play, Kettridge picks up and has a go himself, but he's driven back in that rut on the 25 line. The switch the other side. And a chance here. Fifter well hammered down there. Good tackle. Ball coming left. Ward tried to take it in, lost the ball. So for first scrum of the match on the Bradford 25. And I'm sure it'll be very hard up front early on. Down they go. But that's a collapsed scrum and a penalty for going down to Bradford. Mumby kicking to the far touchline. Marchant shading the sun from his eyes, and Mumby safely into touch. Noble taps. Brendan Hill drives in, ploughs forward. There's a pile up, but Hill gets up, plays his ball. Gratian and Kettridge down in there, man on the floor, went in with the elbow. And that'll be a scrum. And quite right, the referee couldn't see what was going on there. Has no option. Beardmore pointing and waving his fingers. I don't think that'll impress Noble at all. And these two have had some battles before, and today promises to be another one. And the ball comes out. Holmes is down on it at the back. First scrum then to Bradford with the put in. Gratian feeds it off. Mercer comes into the line and breaks one tackle on the halfway line. Good run from Gary Mercer, but has he got the ball? And a penalty. Shillito stealing the ball after the tackle had been completed, and that's twice Castleford have done that. They look as though they're going to look for the ball in the tackle, see if they can rip it away. Mumby into the Castleford territory, 35 yards out. Francis, ball to Noble. Brendan Hill comes on the first charge. He's tackled by the front three. Beardmore looks as though he put one in there. Brendan Hill looks as though he has too. And Castleford caught offside in front of the posts. Bobbling up too quick. And that's 3 consecutive penalties that Castleford have given away from the Bradford 25. So Mumby will come up to take the kick, try to put the first points on the board for Bradford. Castleford being moved back by the linesman to a line. And Keith had a very unhappy time at Halifax with his goal kicking. I'm sure today it will be different. Mumby with his usual 4 steps. Strike it well, Keith. Looks good, and it's right through the middle, and 2 points to Bradford. Six minutes and the first score to Bradford, 2 points to 0. A penalty goal by Mumby. And it's Ruckley to kick off for Castleford. The ball falls over, that'll just check us a little bit. Ruckley, left-footed, drives it down into the bottom corner, over Harkin's head. Well picked up by Kelvin Skerritt. Skerritt drives straight in, makes good yards. He's tackled by Shillito. Noble feeds Gratian. Gratian took that off his knees, did well. Gets his ball away. Harkin away to Holmes, but Holmes well smothered by Beattie. A crunching tackle there, put him to the ground. Brendan Hill, he's setting up for a run. Hill, but well tackled. Fifter and Ward in there on him. And Harkin drives it downfield, but hooks it straight to Ruckley, but it's gone over his head. Ruckley looking for the space. Phil Fort comes in, drags him to the floor. The pick up by the winger, Gary Hyde, but he's going nowhere. Ford in with the tackle again. Beardmore feeds it away. Kettridge comes forward, but Noble and Gratian are there. Reception committee waiting. He plays his ball. Back it goes. Lindner, powerful runner, has an acceleration. Well stopped. But Castleford with a chance now. Marchant, but wrapped up. Superb tackle by Richard Francis, and he's in again. And he takes Beardmore, and that's 6 tackles, and Bradford will get the ball. Holmes picks up, plays his ball. Noble. Bradford not ready. Nobody coming running. Harkin. Mrs. Fairbanks out. Kelvin Skerritt drives to the halfway line. Harkin with the long ball, the inside ball. Gary Mercer. Shillito up ends him, and he's held just short of the halfway line. Mercer plays his ball. Harkin looks for the kick down the touchline side. It's a belt, it's running, and it'll find touch 5 yards short. A superb kick by Paul Harkin. Saved a tremendous amount of work. Mr. Allott pointing to the 10. Penalty to Castleford. not going in square. And that was a silly penalty to give away. Kettridge hoists the ball. Bradford make the line, and the ball played by Beardmore. Shillito comes driving it in. Noble and Gratian go in with the tackles. Southernwood on the run round from Beardmore. Tries to find the hole, but Carl Fairbanks did well and hit the gap, so he couldn't get the pass in. Another run round pass. Lindner gets his ball away. Kettridge hands on, but Margent quickly smothered. And Francis and Simpson on the far side doing well for Bradford there. Ruckley makes a little fluff there. Bradford pick up. Holmes feeds it to Skerritt. Skerritt pivots round one. Still going. Shillito trying for the ball. Noble. Harkin. Holmes. Holmes. Still going, but well tackled. Southernwood round the legs. Noble to Hill. Hill takes it in. Harkin drives it on the floor and finds touch 5 yards from the Castleford line again. Bradford putting the pressure on the Castleford team. Poor Harkin driving the ball into the touch, close to the Castleford line. They back down. Southernwood feeds it in, it squirts out and goes into touch. Mr. Allett on the 10 signals that that was alright. He wants the pack where he is. Come up here, lads. That's a dangerous position to be in. Ball away. Terry Holmes out quickly, takes Southernwood. Gary Hyde helping out in the middle. And the big run. Beattie takes play almost to his 25. Kettridge coming inside, gets his ball away nicely. Joyner slips, pushes Harkin off. But Mumby's in there, helping Skerritt. The ball driven downfield, but it's a charge down ball, and that's forward play on. Picked up by Lindner down that corner, who slips. It is a little bit greasy. Makes a little fumble, according to Mr. Allett. The player didn't like that. Bob Lindner not happy with that decision. Did slip, but I couldn't tell whether he knocked him from here. Mr. Allett on the spot as Harkin gets the feed 10 yards out from the Castleford line. Harkin wins the ball. Mumby. Mercer came steaming through there, and Marchant and Michael Beattie caught offside, the two centres coming up very, very quickly. Well, that looks like an indirect free kick, and the ball's played and Gratian drives in, stands up in the tackle, 8 yards out. Harkin, the switch to Skerritt. Skerritt met by Ward. 3 Castleford players in. Gratian tries to hit Fairbanks, but that was the one. He was trying to get a wide ball, I think, to Holmes, and Fairbanks came in quickly. Marchant's lost the boot in that scuffle. Play over on the far side. Powerful run by Hyde. Kettridge pulled down. Castleford prepared to release the ball. Ward taking the driving off Southernwood. The last tackle and the lock kick downfield. Mercer, who slipped as the ball checked, but picks up and makes a run, beats one man, beats another, and a tremendous run from Mercer, and he just couldn't get out of the way. Harkin to Holmes, oh, and he got McGowan away on a run, but Mr. Allett said that was a forward pass. And good hands from Terry Holmes there, quick ball. Perhaps Castleford marginally sharper with their passing. That didn't go in, at least I didn't think it did. Ruckley almost making the break there. Joyner picks up, feeds away. Lindner, tackled by McGowan. And the pick up by Beardmore. Beardmore comes down the middle, but Bradford contained that. Lindner away. Ward tries to beat Mumby and does so. Falls to the tackles of Gratian and Skerritt. Joyner looking for probing, slips his ball away, but that's a forward pass as Southernwood races away from the 25 line from that little pass, and John Joyner's got to be watched for that. He's very good with the short ball. So that's two forward passes very close together, one from each side. Mr. Allett on the ball. Harkin feeds. Mercer. Holmes comes inside. Shillito, but slips as he goes. Brendan Hill, but the dummy, and again. Harkin no option then, just a stick. Simpson feeds Carl Fairbanks. Fairbanks pushes one tackle away. Falls to the second. Noble to Harkin. Harkin hoists a ball way downfield with the wind, but well taken. And Ruckley sets off on a run. Mumby comes to him and Ford throws him to the floor. He's up. Southernwood feeds it away. Gary Height coming in off the wing. Beardmore feeds it out. Joyner, 50, tries to go over the top. He's tackled by Mumby and McGowan. Beardmore plays his ball. Joyner handing on. Southernwood. Ward slips one tackle. Chance here for Castleford. Castleford on the break as Ward goes through. Richard Francis doing well, but it's still Castleford handing on. Joyner finds a hole. Michael Beattie takes it in, 12 yards out. Last tackle coming up. Joyner slips it away. Shillito's piled on. The ball's thrown away, and that must be a handover. A deliberate throwaway by Shillito. Ford picks up. Ford sips through one tackle over the 25, and he's a fast man if he gets clear. McGowan finds Gratian on the steam. Gratian pivots, sends Harkin into space, but that's soon shut up. Good tackle by Southernwood. Gratian again feeds it out to Holmes. Holmes halfway through the break. Carl Fairbanks in attacking half-back. Feeds it to Mumby. Mumby kicks downfield. And McGowan, I think it was, and Calvin Skerritt were offside in front of the kick as it was made. What are going to Castleford going to do? A little huddle. The referee says, let's get on with the game. And it'll be a kick at goal. Martin Kettridge with a chance to level the score. 18 minutes gone. Score 2-0 to Bradford. Penalties are 4-all. Bradford have 3 scrums. As Kettridge comes and kicks, looks good, and that's 2-2. So settling down process probably over now. I'm quite sure every player has had a touch of the ball, settle themselves down. Mumbai deep towards the Castleford line. Tifter picks up, comes on a run, sets up across. Mumbai half takes him. Carl Fairbanks completes the job for him. Ward inside to Beardmore. Beardmore slips it away, but crunching tackle there. Skerritt hits his man. Another one against Skerritt. I'm not sure that was entirely his fault. However, Kettridge drives the ball into touch on the halfway line. Or beyond the halfway line. Castleford stringing 1 or 2 passes together a little bit better than Bradford, and the tap and the drive by Shillito. Big strong prop. 2 men went for him and they missed him. Beardmore hands on to Kettridge, he'll have another go, and he's dragged down, almost lost the ball too. Plays his ball, Beardmore switches it, Southernwood on the far side, feeds it wide. Ward again, looking for the slip ball and still going, but he's dragged back eventually. The ball squirts out and a penalty to Castleford. Brendan Hill this time, and Bradford giving silly penalties away. Not good. And Kettridge quite capable of kicking this. Kettridge then, a 35-yard shot from that angle into the wind or breeze. Around the corner kicker, here he goes. Just looks to strike it well, but he's missed. The ball goes over the dead ball line, so that should be a drop out. Mumbai hits it down the touchline side. Plange can't take it. Palms it down and sets off on a run. Powerful, strong runner. Got his head down, but well tackled by Francis. Kettridge trying to run round Fairbanks, but Fairbanks having none of that. Beardmore feeds it away. Southernwood to Shillito. Shillito straightening it up for Castleford. Tries to turn. Switch, Joyner takes it wide. Lindner comes running, but Gratian in on him, puts his man down. The ball's played quickly. Marchant picks up. Ward looking for the hole. Noble and Gratian doing a great job there. 1 down, 1 up. Last tackle coming up as Beardmore feeds it back. It's the chip over the top. Harkin turns, but it runs through to Mercer. Mercer well tackled. Harkin out to Mumbai. Mumbai's going to have a go. Makes good ground as Mumbai there, despite the attention of 2. Hill driving it in. Gratian. The run round. Harkin Scootsley. Harkin is away. He's going.
The inside ball to Simpson. Simpson away. But he's just held by the scruff of the neck. The ball goes free. And that's going to be a scrum down. It was ripped away there. Simpson was tackled. The ball was ripped out. Marchant hurt in that one. But he's back on his feet. Mr. Allott gives the scrum. Perhaps the earlier ball into Holmes might have done better. Southernwood feeds, it's play on. Southernwood driving the ball. Kettridge. Plays his ball to himself. And that's a knock-on. Carl Fairbanks hassling there. So we'll get another scrum. Well, Terry Holmes has gone to scrum half, and Harkin's gone to loose forward as Mercer makes the break. And little move there, little work move from Holmes and Harkin. Didn't produce much. A good try, a little bit different. Fairbanks gets out of one. Fairbanks still going. Skerrick tries to drive through, but Castleford tackling is sound. Brendan Hill, the short side. Goes past Shillito, but he grabs him by the scruff of the neck. And the ball needs to be played a little wider perhaps for Bradford. Fairbanks. And Harkin just a little bit too far away from him to return the ball. Last tackle coming up. Harkin and offside. Castleford offside. Penalty to Bradford. Not standing behind the man. Jeff Gratian shouting away at the Bradford pack there, trying to urge them onto greater efforts. Keith Mumby, 35 yards out, just slightly to the right of the post, has a chance to put Bradford ahead. Mumby, one of the rare toe-end kickers about in the game today. Settles himself, it looks good, it's there! And another 2 points to Bradford. Mumby's second goal of the match takes Bradford to 4-2 up. 27 minutes gone. Ooh, Carl Fairbanks juggled with that one. Joyner was on him quickly. Plays his ball. Simpson away to Noble. Noble to Mumby. Mumby to Mercer. Mr. Allott says that's a forward pass. And that's bad. Chance for Castleford to regain the ball. Well, they're put in inside the Bradford half, but there. Well, they've pushed up 5 yards without the ball. Down the go, Southernwood trying to feed, but the ball didn't go in, straight out. And the pack's driving across. Mr. Allott will have to take them back. Back on the mark. Kettridge, Lindner has changed places with the full-back. The referee is on the floor. Mr. Allott caught his feet with the prop as they pushed away, and that's play on, and the ball away. Joyner feeding it through to Lindner. Lindner away, and the ball out to Marchant. McGowan in the pursuit. Plange going inside. The ball goes loose, and Carl Fairbanks picked up And Castleford with a real chance then. Phil Ford picks up and skips about, but he's going nowhere. Marchant in with the tackle. Plays it to himself. Skips one. Comes towards the 25 line. Simpson to Terry Holmes. Holmes driven across field as Mercer came through. The ball ripped away. That must be a penalty to Bradford. And Castleford have been prone to doing that all match. Keith Mumby with the penalty kick, kicking towards the boxes, safely into touch. Noble taps and Hill. The drive actually to takes his 10 yards. Hill plays his ball. Noble to Harkin. Harkin to Gratian. Gratian rips the ball away. I think that was Kettridge that was in with the hand, just pulled it down as Gratian was preparing to turn. Bradford making too many mistakes. Southernwood shoves that didn't go in. And on the run round. Ball wide, but McGowan takes Beattie. Southernwood. Gary High taking it in. Beardmore feeds it away. Kettridge has got the ball. Decides to come back inside. Carl Fairbanks and Brian Noble wrestle him to the ground. Shillito goes across field. Hill takes him. Fairbanks wraps him up. Beardmore again feeds Joyner. Joyner going wide and turning it back to Fifter. Fifter. Well tackled. Plange going down the touchline side. Still going. Plange driven into touch. 5 or 6 yards out from the Bradford line. Well, that could have been blown for forward. Mr. Allott been keen on them, but he's missed that one. Castleford a little more enterprising, using long balls, people running and backing up. Bradford seemed to be content to take the first man drive. So Paul Harkin to feed, and Mr. Hallett's had a little word with the pack, wants them on the 10-yard line. Down they go. Harkin feeds, but it's a Castleford ball and Southernwood. Harkin did well to hang on, but Castleford with a real chance here. Kettridge lines him up, took it back inside. Beardmore on the run round. Beardmore again, but a super tackle there. Carl Fairbanks taking the legs out from under him. Harkin acting half-back. Ward trying to exploit it, but Hill's in. Castleford standing deep. Joyner wants to get his backs running. In from the back. Linder coming across field. The ball goes loose. It's picked up by McGowan. McGowan to Ford, and Ford tackled without the ball, but it's play on. Marchant down the middle. Marchant still going. Skerritt in with the tackle. And Bradford should have kept the ball. Easy to say. Linder arriving in at the posts. Joyner marshalling his men outside. Joyner goes for the opening, but he's dragged down. And Bradford short on the far side. If it goes wide, the Ward's coming back inside. And Castleford camped. Joyner on the floor. Plange in for the try on the far corner. Plange standing wide. Joyner found him, and the first try of the match goes to Castleford. And really that all came from a lost ball that Bradford picked up, tried to get away, and Marchant picked it up and scampered into the 25, and from there a terrific barrage on the Bradford line by the Castleford forwards. Joyner sensibly getting the ball out wide, and Blanche doing the necessary, just squeezing in at the post. So Kettridge with a difficult kick right from the touchline side. Into the wind that we have. Round the ball, and it drifts across the face of the goals. So the score, Castleford 6, Bradford 4. And 35 minutes gone. Mumbai with the restart. A little shorter ball this time. Stands up kindly for the Castleford. Oh, and a break now down the touchline side by Lindner. And that's a forward pass, a mile forward. Mr. Allett was in line 2. Let that one go. That must have been 5 yards forward. The ball played and away it comes. Joyner feeding it out. Southernwood, there's a chance here. Hifter gets his ball away. There's a chance. It's out. Oh, and a slip as Gary Hyde slid into Phil Ford. Hifter's going the short side, trying to barge his way in at the corner, but he's driven back. Hifter plays his ball out. Southernwood feeds it wide to Ward. Ward is going to try and take it in, but he's well tackled. Shillito tries the short way, but again he's well tackled. Hyde feeds it out. A hoisted kick for the posts, taken by Mercer, and Mercer, well tackled by Lindner, crashes him to the floor. But Mercer did well, took it very well, and it looks as though he's injured himself in that. In the meantime, it looks like Beardmore who's going off for Castleford on the far side as Mumby drives one. Ward did well, took it with his midriffs, knocked it down and picked up. So Castleford again camped inside the Bradford 25. Shillito comes across, knocks Noble on his back, looks to get his ball away, does so. Southernwood on the 10-yard line, and Castleford pressing again. Here it comes. Joyner takes it in, looking for the wide ball. It's there. Lindner crashes at the try line, pivots round, and I think he grounded the ball. And have we seen the turning point in this game? The Castleford supporters celebrating underneath the stand. Kettridge tackles and kicks, but I don't think he's got that one either. The substitute for Castleford, with Beardmore going off, is Sampson. The coach for Castleford comes on. And about 3 minutes to go to half time, maybe a touch of injury time. And Bradford trailing 10 points to 4 as Mumby kicks off. Well fielded, sets up, comes across the 25, Hifter. Mumby in with Steve McGowan. Bradford short this side if it comes. Joyner feeding it off to Sampson. Sampson getting his first touch of the ball, tackled by Holmes and McGowan. Joyner feeds it off, lets Shillitoe take it forward, slips it away. Shillitoe slips one, but Kelvin Skerritt gets hold of Ruckley and drags him back. Southernwood, the one-up pass, but Ward wasn't really running. The ball goes loose, Hill takes it, and a chance for Bradford perhaps just before half-time. Can they score? And Castleford caught offside. Southernwood and Joyner not standing in line, and a penalty for Mumby. And after a fairly lengthy spell of Castleford pressure on the Bradford line, Bradford have escaped. They got a penalty, and again Mumby with the kick. Well, he struck the last one over from this position. Let's hope he does it again. Mumby with the kick, misses, just pushed it slightly on the right hand side. And the Hota goes to the end of the first half with Castleford in the lead by 10 points to 4. Coming out for the second half. A little turning point in the last 5 minutes of the game there. Castleford squeezing 2 tries. And Roebuck certainly on for Bradford as a substitute. David Hobbs, both substitutes for Bradford are on the field. Just having a quick look around the Castleford players. As far as I can see, their team's the same as the one that went in at half time. So to be David Ruxley with the kick off for Castleford. And away we go. Tilford takes a beautiful ball. Oops, the little shimmy, lost his footing. Oh! And that's not what Bradford want from the start. Mercer try to scoop up and go. Very wet and slippy down there. And straight away Castleford put the ball in, but Bradford wheel it about. Holmes did well and went down on it. No, it wasn't, it was Roebuck. Skerritt trying to come wide. Makes it over the 25 line. Roebuck feeds Brendan Hill. Shillitoe and Ward in with the tackles. Hill tries to struggle forward. Shillitoe going for the ball, pulling Hill back. Noble to Roebuck. Roebuck comes this side. And one runs straight into Kettridge. And the wider ball there, Neil, might have been better. Harkin finds Skerritt in space and again slips. Very greasy down this side. Simpson drives it downfield from Hobbs. Ruckley takes on his 25 line, hoists the ball back downfield. Mercer will get to it. Mercer picks up, makes yards. Tackled by Shillitoe. Shillitoe with the boot. And I'm sure that wasn't intentional either, but nevertheless. Mr. Allett penalising him. Keith Mumby. Mumby safely in on the halfway line. Bradford could really do with an early score. And Brendan Hill takes the drive up the short side, pushes Shillitoe away, makes good yards there, 15 yards from Hill. Simpson going to have a run, tackled by Sampson, and David Hobbs organising the ball to Harkin. Harkin the wide ball to Roebuck. Roebuck fires it away, picked up by Steve McGowan. McGowan goes down the middle. That's an ambitious ball by Roebuck. It's just come on. Short ball. David Hobbs pushes one man away. The ball goes loose. And the Castleford player injured in that melee and the tackle on Hobbs. So Hobbs is in the front row. Bradford have Roebuck at loose forward. So it looks as though Holmes is off. And Jeff Gratian. Quite a while here. It looks as though it's a fair knock. And it's Linda, the try scorer. Looks to have a facial injury as the scrum goes down. Somewhat feeds. Harkin picks up. Harkin goes for the gap. McGowan, well tackled. Harkin to Hobbs. Hobbs driving through, making yards into the Castleford, or towards the Castleford 25. Harkin feeds it away to Mercer. Mercer the inside ball, but nobody's ready for it. Mumby away to Carl Fairbanks. Carl Fairbanks sets up for a run. The ball squirts away. Good tackle there from Sampson, and Kettridge squeezed that ball out of Fairbanks' hand. Sampson comes down the middle. He's well tackled by Noble. And the ball goes wide. Mumby in with the tackle on Shillito. Shillito gets up quick, plays this ball. Southernwood looks for the opening, but he's well wrapped up. Fairbanks and Noble doing the tackling. Noble getting through a lot of work. The ball goes wide. Joyner, Fifter, but he's dragged down. The last tackle coming up for Castleford. Joyner back to the fullback. Downfield it goes. Mercer's in position, takes it well. Sets off for the halfway line. Mercer going wide, runs into Joyner. Mercer plays the ball. Mumby feeds it to Hill. Brendan Hill going across field. Hill tackled. And Phil Fort picks up, feeds away. McGowan having a crack, but he's surrounded and dropped to the floor. The Castleford players tackling hard. Noble plays his ball. Roebuck. Harkin with the dummy. Ooh, and he couldn't quite get his ball away. Harkin doing really well. Southernwood's down injured. Hobbs looks for the inside ball. It's over the top. That's a forward pass. Hobbs trying to squeeze one out. Bradford need to play with the ball a bit longer. The scrum 10 yards in the Castleford half. Down goes the pack, but the ball wasn't in. Southernwood comes. A penalty given to Castleford. A clap from the crowd. The ball goes into touch, and Linda comes back on the field. The tap and the drive by Sampson. Sampson bringing it into Hobbs. Sampson driven back. Shillito looking for the run. Skips out of two, gets his ball away. And Ruckley in from the back there. Good play from Shillito. And the ball goes wide. Marchant on the far side, hands the ball out. The ball still going, it's still on the floor. Marchant does well, gets it away to Ruckley. Ruckley brings it across field. Beattie trying for the gap, halfway through. Bradford defence looking a little bit fragile now. The drive into the hole by Ward. Ward sets it back away. It's picked by Sampson, but Sampson one-handed slips it to Joyner. Joyner to Fifter, and he's got to be tackled. He's got to be held down. And Roger Simpson did well to get a hand in and knock that one into touch. Castleford really releasing the ball now, causing all sorts of problems to the Bradford defence. The pack goes down. Southernwood trying to feed it in. The legs all over the place. The scrum is a shambles. It goes away. Francis going across field. Should have straightened. There was half a hole for him there. Roger Simpson picks up, gets the ball to Harkin. Harkin to Roebuck, but nobody coming forward. And that was just a question of handing on to somebody else. David Hobbs to Carl Fairbanks. Fairbanks trying to make some yards. Hobbs again releases the ball. The inside ball, and that's a good ball, and it's a forward pass according to Mr. Allett. Well, he's let two go from Castleford and he's caught every one of Bradford's. And that didn't look forward, I must admit, from here. And Castleford pushing the Bradford pack back. Noble can't get in. In they go. Southernwood feeds. Harkin comes away with the ball. Harkin still going. Ford picked up now to go. Ford still going. Comes across field. Ford feeds it away, but it's not a good pass. Picked up by Simpson. Simpson sets off. Takes the ball. Towards Beatty. Beatty wraps him up. Mercer to Ford. Skerritt. Gets through one tackle, flips his ball away. Brian Noble still going. Noble takes play into the Castleford half, and that's better from Bradford. The switch ball, an inside ball. Brendan Hill to the Castleford 25. Harkin knocked on his bottom. Carl Fairbanks still going. Fairbanks going for the post. Fairbanks is in, and a tremendous stride from Carl Fairbanks, and he ran through Rookley. At full-back, straight under the post. Superb work from Bradford forwards there. Carl Fairbanks finding himself in space. Was looking round for people to pass to and then decided 15 yards out, it's my try. Round Rookley the fullback, pushed another one, dive under the post. Tremendous individual try as David Hobbs comes in, tries to tie up the game at 10 points all and successfully kicks the goal. Still a game wide open. 30 minutes to go. 10-10 the score. And certainly Castleford look better with the ball than they do defensively. Rookley hoists a high one. Harkin takes it well. Harkin to Ford. Ford tries to go round one. Goes round one but tries to go round one too many. Plays his ball. Mumby to Fairbanks. Fairbanks settle it down. Fairbanks is held. Noble. Brendan Hill. Well tackled. Lindner. But Noble sets off on a run. Ward in with the tackle. Roebuck. The wide ball to Hobbs. Hobbs hoists it downfield. It's a high ball and it's just too far. A yard too far, the wind just carrying it, and they'll have to come back. Down they go. Southernwood tries to feed. Mr. Allett not happy with that. Settle down in the goal. Noble took that one, and here's a chance. Simpson into space. Timper is going. Simpson, tackled by Joyner. Plays his ball. Francis having a go himself. And Bradford had a line there, and the Castleford man in the way. Play your ball, Richard, get it away. And a chance, Bradford coming now. The short ball. Mercer breaks through onto the 25, but loses the ball. The ball goes free, and that'll be a scrum. Noble taking one or two against the head with Beardmore off. Castleford struggling for a hooker. Down they go. Southernwood feeds, and again it's another Bradford ball. Harkin, the dummy. Harkin. But Bradford starting to get the ball from the scrums now, and this could be the changing point for Castleford. Skerrett 5 yards out, and Castleford struggling desperately on the line. Mercer tries to go, but Bradford need a little more subtlety than that. Away to Hobbs. Hobbs the wide ball, taken by Carl Fairbanks. Fairbanks struggling to get the ball away. Takes it forward, 12 yards out. Noble attacks in half-back, feeds Roebuck. Roebuck looking for the man, McGowan. McGowan fell and the ball goes loose. Picked up by, I think it's Ward. Yes, Ward gets up with it, and Castleford will have to try and clear the line. Sampson struggles out of one tackle. But it's that man Noble again who's there tackling away. Let's look like Kettridge. Looking for men. The last tackle, is it? Chilito. Noble with the tackle. Southernwood drives it downfield. Good kick. Mercer with the feet. Mercer picks up and sets off on a run. Looking for Ford to come inside. Gets it away to Ford. Ford slips. Stands and turns his men. But Bradford in possession inside the Castleford half. Bradford really buzzing now. Harkin to Hill. Hill drives through. Slips one or two tackles, but he's downed. And it's Noble. Harkin the inside ball. McGowan up to the Castleford 25, and Bradford beginning to buzz. Roebuck picks up. Roebuck feeds Hill. Hill coming across. Pushes one man off. Looks for the ball, but can't get it away. Loses it. Pushes it back. Roebuck plays it with his feet. Go down Neil, and he's carried into touch. And really a tremendously exciting beginning to this second half. The pressure telling on both sides. One or two weary looking bodies about. The chants going up from the Bradford supporters behind the Castleford try line. Play held up. Shillito going off, and the substitution for Castleford will bring Bob Beardmore on. So Shillito goes off. Tremendous game from Shillito in the front row for Castleford, and Bob Beardmore coming on. A drop goal specialist, this fella, in tight situations, and at 10-10 he might be a handy man to have on. They brought him on perhaps because they're losing the ball in the scrums, and I think perhaps Southernwood's gone to loose forward. So we'll see whether this introduction of Beardmore will do something for Castleford in the scrums. He feeds, but Noble gets it. Francis goes across field looking for space. That must be a penalty. Must be a penalty for Bradford. 10 minutes. Well, that was silly. Fifta sent off. 10 minutes in the sin bin. David Hobbs with a nice kick at goal here.
And I'm sure David will take his time. And Hobbs kicks the goal. 12-10 to Bradford. So Mumby and Hobbs with 2 goals each. And Carl Fairbanks, the try scorer for Bradford. Skerritt collects the ball. Come in field. Good run. Don't go near the touch line. Oh, and that was absolutely dreadful. Kelvin Skerritt, all he had to do was go down on the 25, tried to squeeze the ball away to Mercer, and that really was silly. Bradford just getting the 2-point advantage and then giving this away on their own 25. Beardmore feeds, and he's got that one. So Castleford with the pressure, but Beardmore feeding it away to Linda. And the ball goes loose. Carl Fairbanks dropped onto his feet. He was lucky to get that. And it's going to get torried out there now. Noble to Skerritt. Skerritt hanging onto the ball. Brendan Hill trying to drive out. Roebuck, McGowan changes feet, comes inside, and he's mobbed. 3 tackle foot plays his ball quickly. Harkin hits the wide ball to Mumby. Mumby tackled. And the last tackle for Bradford coming up. David Hobbs will hoist downfield, I'm quite sure. But he was harassed there, and it's a shorter kick. And it bounces well. And Ford tackles his man. Ruckley in from the back. Good tackle from Brian Noble. The short ball, Sampson coming across field. Tackles. Loses the ball. Mr. Allett not looking. Kettridge looking for the hole. But he's tackled by Fairbanks. And Roebuck, Hill coming in late. Fairbanks trying for the ball. The white pass and the chance, and the ball squirts free. Go down, go down. Skerritt doing well, scooping that one up, but the chance there for Castleford. Mercer trying to bring the ball away. Bradford being penned in there. 25, the wide ball. Roebuck to Simpson. Simpson, well tackled by Joyner. Roebuck picks up. Feeds away. That's a good ball. And Hobbs on the break. Hobbs going. Gets his ball to Simpson, who's dropped it. And again, Mr. Allett said that was a forward pass. Well, I didn't think that was forward. So another scrum. Skerritt toiling in his way over. The ball goes loose, but that's half a scrum again for that one. Castleford pushing 5 yards. Beardmore chucks that in. That was never in either. Bob Beardmore feeds it away, Joyner. But Ruckley, well tackled.
The experience of Bob Beardmore at the scrums there, just redressing the balance a little bit. Mumbai, good tackle on Kettridge. And Bob Beardmore drives one, but way over the top, and they'll have to come back. Harkin feeds, and that's a Bradford ball. The ball away to Mercer. Mercer skips through one, makes the halfway line. Brendan Hill makes 10 yards. And a mess there, Brendan Hill giving away the penalty. And that's another 10, and that is very bad discipline. And Bradford, after working their way out of the 25, find themselves back in there. Kettridge will make sure of that. And now a chance again for Castleford to put the pressure on Bradford. 6 tackles. Sampson comes for the big drive. Plays this ball. Bob Beardmore feeds it away. Kettridge comes back inside. Beardmore feeds it wide. Joyner gets it away. The ball goes loose. Marchant goes down on it. The ball's played. Bob Beardmore drives in again, slips it away to Marchant. Marchant slips it away. Beattie, 10 yards out, plays the ball to himself and tries to go. And the penalty given against Bradford for offside. And the quick play of the ball did it. And Kettridge has a kick underneath the post, and by all chances or whatever, I can't see him missing this. This should level the scores at 12-12, and really Bradford have themselves to blame for that. They got the ball out and gave it away with some silly penalties and a couple of fault passes. Kettridge settles himself down. Round the corner, hoists that through the posts. So after 66 minutes we end up level again. Mumbai restarts. The cheer is for Fifto, who's come out from the sin bin and he's on the touchline side. Can't get on yet. And a good run here. And Lindner driven into touch. And you just can't keep your feet underneath this stand. It's very, very wet. Slippy. Down goes the scrum. And a penalty given to Castleford, and another 10, and again Bradford are going to lose this match if they keep doing that. There is no question that is bad discipline. It looks as though they're going to have to learn the hard way. That's twice they've done that and given 10 yards away. Kettridge safely into touch, and Bradford will have to tackle again. The drive by Sampson comes into Noble, sends Noble crashing to the floor. The ball play. Kettridge is going to have a go himself, but he's dived on. The ball goes free. Mr. Ellett not looking, the linesman not giving the signal. Fifter is now on. So back to, Castleford back to their 13. Down they go. Francis, come inside, Richard. Mumby. Skerritt. Skerritt tries to go and does so, but he goes without the ball. Roger Simpson, hassled by the Castleford players, and the ball goes free.
Now what are you going to do?
It is given a scrum, and that was right in front of his face, so that must have been a ripped out ball. I cannot see how Simpson could have lost that one. And the decision's just going the Castleford way at the moment. So it's a Bradford put in. The pack goes down. Mercer picks up, tackled on the 25 line. A wide ball to Hobbs. Hobbs turning and pivoting. And the Bradford forwards need to pick themselves up and start driving. They're drifting sideways, and the Castleford players are saying thank you very much. That makes our tackling far much easier. Far easier. Roebuck plays his ball. Brian Noble has nowhere to go, has to go into Ward. There are signs that there's nobody running from the back. Simpson driven into touch. And a misunderstanding there. Harkin telling Francis that he wanted him wide. "12-12 the score. Beardmore throws it in, and when it comes out, it knocks it sideways with his knees. But the penalty given against Noble for feet up. Substitution, Brendan Hill is going off and Jeff Gratian is coming back on for Bradford. So I think both sides have played their main cards now. There's nothing left but the desire to win this Yorkshire Cup tie at 12 points all, and vital decisions to be made. Fifter drives in. He's had a 10-minute rest. He'll be refreshed. Southernwood out to Kettridge. Kettridge not really running and easily tackled. And the short side ball, Robert Beardmore sends them running. A loose ball, Richard Simpson picks up. Ooh, and couldn't quite get away. Plays his ball, Carl Fairbanks pushes one man away and takes it forward. And Bradford really need to get to that other end if they can. Roebuck, Harkin, Mumby, McGowan with a chance to run. McGowan inside to Ford, well tackled. Ford plays his ball. McGowan, Mumby. Skerritt drives it forward. And that's fumbled by Skerritt. Really needed to play it to himself. Really, he didn't need to play it to himself. Attendance today 10,829 has come up on the scoreboard, so not a background. Beardmore feeds, the ball handed on, and the chase and the kick. It's knocked back, it's out, and it's a chance here as Marchant drives it, and that's too far, and it goes dead. And that wasn't a good kick from Marchant. So relief for Bradford, but they're not breaking out of this 25 area to into the Castleford part of the ground, and they really need to do. Gratian turns his back, tries to get it away, but I think he's lost the ball. He has done, and Castleford again. Bradford making too many mistakes. It goes loose. David Hobbs picks up the wide ball to Simpson. Simpson tries to go round Marchant, but they really need to hang on to this ball. Fairbanks makes the halfway line. Roebuck, David Hobbs taking it forward, struggling, fighting away, makes his 10 yards. And Bradford crossed that halfway line. Gratian, Harkin, Skerritt does well. pushes one man off, tries to get his ball away, but it goes loose, and Castleford pick that one up. And again Bradford are tackling the turn back ball to Ruckley, but Harkin's there. Gratian finishes the job off for him. Castleford massing behind the play ball with their forwards. Kettridge coming forward, goes round the outside, a chance here. And he's tackled. McGowan and Ford doing well to wrap that one up. Sampson tries for a short one, but he can't get any further. Ball played and away. Ruckley gets it away and it's shoved over. Marchant with a chance to run, switches it back inside. Lindner can't get the ball away. The last tackle for Castleford coming up. Fifter comes into the corner, chips for the corner, and it's a race, but it goes dead. Just too far. Nice little try there. Fifter showing a little bit of enterprise. Noble tap, and the charge in. Gratian makes his 10 yards. Noble, Harkin has to hold. Skerritt, the power's dying, and the defenders seem to have more determination than the attackers at the moment. David Hobbs trying to push men off and turn and slip the ball. Fairbanks, Roebuck, the short ball to Mumby. Mumby struggles forward, and the last tackle coming up for Bradford. Harkin drives it into touch. Good kick from Paul Harkin, finds the gap so well. The pack goes down. Gratian can't get in, and that's not fed in. And Mr. Allett will have to get them back on the 10. Down they go. Beardmore feeds, and that went right into the second row, but Bradford have managed to get it, and Roebuck slides down on it.
Offside, down on the offside, referee.
Francis well tackled. Harkin has a little run, turns it back. Noble, and nobody ready for the Paul Harkin then. Fairbanks pushes one man away, half tackle, gets up, tries to struggle free, but he's held. Roebuck finds Gratian breaks out of one, gets it away to Mumby. Mumby kicks for the post, it's Roebuck chasing, but Roebuck can't control it. And it's a drop out under the post. Mumby scythed down then after it kicked. Well, there'll be about 5 minutes left, I would think. 12-12 the score. Mercer picks up and sets off on a big run. And he's dragged down 8 yards short of the 25. And Bradford beginning to press in the closing minutes. Hobbs straightening, trying to break free. Ball played. Harkin looking for people, turns it back to Carl Fairbanks. Fairbanks gets it away, but it's not a good pass. Gratian couldn't take that one, it was behind his shoulder. And Castleford, and he drops it. Play on, says the referee. And some weary legs out there. Determination is all at the moment. Martin Kettridge crashed to the floor. Calvin Skerritt with the tackle. Beardmore feeds it out. A chance here for Castleford. Mumby comes in and misses his man. A slip pass inside. Marchant going across field. Marchant still going, but Noble comes to meet him. He hands on. Bob Beardmore gets his ball away, but Gratian makes the tackle, and there's a little melee going on as Castleford play the ball. They've a chance here as Joyner comes inside, and it's Sampson. Sampson, is this a chance? Castleford, and the ball goes loose, and 50 with a chance there. Put it on the floor. Paul Harkin gets the man of the match award, and there can't be very many minutes left, and Castleford camped inside the 25. A vital strike here. Harkin feeds, the ball goes loose, and I think he's down on it. Harkin plays it to Roebuck. It's kicked. McGowan picks up. McGowan back to one. Phil Ford tries to drive it away, but of course Phil not strong enough. Gratian comes in, and the tackles are going in powerfully here. Gratian to his feet. Roebuck finds the wide ball. Fairbanks pushes one man off, makes the 25 line, plays his ball. Richard Francis goes across field, but he's dragged down by Marchant, and Bradford on the last tackle. What will David Hobbs do this time? He feeds it out wide. The wide ball. Oh, and Skerritt hangs on when he'd done what was necessary. He should have released it. McGowan had a chance. There's a chance here for Castleford. Beardmore going for the line, but he's dragged down. Ford dancing up and down and shouting to people. Castleford play the ball. Out it comes. Sutherland hands on. Beatty passed off the floor. Oh, lost the ball, and he got injured in that process. And Beatty out. Well, if there's a replay, it's at Elland Road on Saturday, the 31st of October. Paul Harkin receiving attention too. 12-12. And literally a couple of minutes left. And it would be a shame really if either side lost on today's showing. It's been very, very even. Down they go. Harkin feeds, gets his ball. Mumby to the 25. Harkin to Roebuck tackled by Beardmore. Harkin to Gratian trying to push men away, make some good ground. Bradford getting into safer area now. Harkin, the wide ball to McGowan inside his man. McGowan struggles away, almost makes the halfway line. McGowan plays his ball. Noble to Gratian bump on that halfway line. He's felled, and the last tackle coming up. Hobbs drives it downfield. It's a good kick down to the Castleford line. Picked up by Ruckley. Ruckley faced with a line of white players, and he's well tackled. Ruckley plays his ball. And the tackles go in on that 25 line, and Bradford need to contain Castleford in this area if they can. Tifter, Mumby in with the tackle. Castleford trying to work something. The ball slipped away, and there's a chance here. Fairbanks goes down, but it squirts away. And a knock on given by Mr. Allett. And another scrum. The forwards come wearily in. Mr. Hallett saying, I want you here. Down they go. Beardmore. Are we going to see the same thing? But Bradford take that one. The hooter goes, but play hasn't finished yet as Mumby hoists a ball, not a good kick. The crowds come on the field, but the game hasn't finished. And it has now. And final whistle goes with the score 12 points each. John Smith